All right, welcome everybody. We appreciate you joining us on another lovely Thursday. Well, hopefully it's a lovely Thursday morning where you're at. We're back for episode 7, the Road Dog Coffee Podcast, with my boy Spencer Squire. Insert. We're gonna have a great time this morning, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back after this lovely intro video. Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Hey, man.
We're doing great. Even better that you're here, Spencer.
You what?
Never mind. See, everybody went quiet, so that's how you know it's absolutely not true.
Right.
Everyone's like, I don't know about that one.
I've not had
All right.
coffee yet, so
yeah, man, dude. How long you been up and you still ain't? I'm on cup number 2, bro.
Yeah, I was at a cigar event last night for Padron. I'm a member of
fancy
Hickory. It's up in Hickory, North Carolina. It's called the Hickory Cigar Club, and it's actually the oldest running cigar club in the country. It's called the Hickory Cigar Club in Hickory, North Carolina, and every year we have like Padron come in, like George comes in, Blanca Patella come in, Placencia. There's like 4 big events every year, and they're all sold out. 200 people at each event. Typically, it's a big dinner thing. They give away free cigars. So, it's like 3 cigars, but it was pretty cool. And I gave George some of the coffee, and he's going to get back to Miami and try it in a few days and let me know how he likes it, which I'm sure he will. I hope he does. It'd be the official coffee of Padron cigars maybe one day, but.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, we had a couple of guys actually smoking our cigars, Road Dog Cigar Company, that we're getting ready to launch. I know a lot of people are waiting on the website to get up and running, but we're getting there.
We're all at the edge of our seats. Man,
I
forgot to ask my son last night if he smoked one of those cigars or not. I'll text him today and ask him if he did.
Hopefully this weekend that we'll have that Smoking the Bandit coffee bag up for pre-sale this weekend on the website. Because a guy was trying to order it last night from the cigar event.
I can't wait for that either, man. I want to try that new Smoking the Bandit coffee. Speaking of coffee, first thing we do here every week is what everyone's drinking. John, what are you drinking, bro? What kind of coffee you drinking? Tea, whatever?
I have some Earl Grey tea in my Charles Gracie mug today. The reason why I have this is I'm actually going to be on Charles's show on Monday afternoon.
Lovely. Well, freaking A, bro.
Show the other day. Love that guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a good guy. And going on his show is pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's really entertaining. Mr. Spencer, welcome.
Morning.
How was soccer last night, bro?
It's fantastic. Actually, I haven't posted about it on LinkedIn yet because I was just waiting to see what happened. But we actually lost our first 3 games of the season and then drew our 4th game of the season. And we rearranged tactics and started working with the kids, doing more practices. Now we are number 1 on the table with a bye week going into the tournament. So.
Oh, nice, bro. Freaking awesome. A. Congratulations,
awesome.
Dude.
So call my bookie and bet on your team. Got it.
That's right.
That's right.
The funny thing about it is I bet you there is a place in Vegas that you can bet on children's sporting events.
Oh, Lord.
Just don't be throwing games. Just don't be
Hard Rock
games.
Bet, the only approved app in the state of Florida.
There you go.
But hey, I need some Road Dog coffee. I'm just saying, this is Wicked Joe from the good old Publix. I need to try some of this Road Dog. This is my own homemade cold brew, 24 hours in the steamer.
All right, dude.
Ryan, what are you drinking, brother?
And all I got is a Yeti with some water. My coffee's already over, but usually it's whatever's on sale at Publix my wife grabs. But I love a good cup. But we're just hitting
Highways and Heroes. We've got the Highways and Heroes. I'm getting ready to release this cup on the website. It's one of those campfire mugs with the molecular. It's got the structure of caffeine with the logo and says caffeine on it. Love that cold. Love that cup.
Yeah, I need to give me one of those.
That's a beaut.
Yeah,
You know what I'm always looking for is a coffee cup that I can hold with 4 fingers.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost impossible. I mean, everywhere we go, like even around here, some of the tourist attractions, they have all these different mugs, and I'm like, it's always just 3 fingers, and you got your pinky just kind of sitting there all funky, So I'm like,
yeah.
I would look at the handles. I'm like, one of these days I'm
You're
just going
supposed to have your pinky up, bro. You're sophisticated now.
Ryan, those are typically called beer mugs.
Well, the mugs are actually designed by a guy we know in South Georgia called Jimmy Durden, and he has only 4 fingers. He's missing his pinky finger, so he designed those mugs.
Okay. Makes sense.
It's so messed up, man. Talk about Jimmy.
I love you, Jimmy, if you're watching.
Oh man, damn old Jimmy. All right. So, well, I guess we're going to get into it. Talk about some stuff in the news, man. Some things that happening around logistics. Right now, I think one of the deals. Let me pull this up here. One of the things that's been real heavy on social media right now is this thing right here about this gentleman, the guy that was on had a warrant out for him for terrorism, was on a terrorist watch list. It was operating a commercial vehicle here in the United States, man. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think there's any more proof that we need of how broken the system is at multiple levels. This is not an FMCSA DOT only type thing, man. This is a state thing. This is a immigration thing. There's a lot of people that screwed up their job. Let's just get that out there.
Well, yeah, it makes you wonder how many people getting kickbacks from the government off this thing too.
It's crazy. I mean, just look at the CDL mills. The CDL mills are kickback central. Yeah. And now, I have to say here, is it a crime that I'm not only staring at that fake driver's license, but I'm also staring at that ad for soft serve, and I'm so craving soft serve right now.
I know, right? That's the most random.
Just watch it twist and pour into the cone.
McDonald's.
Seriously, though, I mean, look at this, all right? You've got a non-domiciled CDL. We've talked about this previously on the Logistics Lounge, non-domiciled CDL problems. You have a known terrorist that entered the United States illegally in 2023, was caught and arrested by ICE at that time, and was released. And now he's driving a commercial vehicle. He's driving a potentially, just imagine if he had a 53-foot dry van filled with ANFO, how much damage that could.
Adam, it's funny that you said that, because honestly, my first thought when I saw this was, man, holy shit, this guy has just had access, like some of the best access to infrastructure and supply chain that goes on in this industry. I mean, to me, it's not even just about what could be in the trailer, but the places you pick up, knowing the ways to get into those folk. What, hey, you were looking for where they make this one, boom product and no one can figure it out. Oh, well, I just picked up a load from there 2 weeks ago. I can tell you exactly how to get in and out of this place and what you need to do to get through security. That was my immediate thought too, Adam.
Supposedly, according to the ICE statistics, there were some 10,000 known terrorists that are currently in the country that they can't find. And so you're talking about the 1995 Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building bombing was a 22-foot box truck filled with ANFO.
Oh, yeah.
So now you have 2.5 times that in a 53-foot dry van. What if he got to a nuclear facility and detonated it?
Well, think about this too. So, are you guys familiar with the company Tri-State? Not Tri-State Expedite up in Ohio, but Tri-State. I'm pretty sure they're still in business, but I think they're out in Missouri, maybe, or they're headquartered. But they have an actual. Their terminal basically is almost like underground. It's like underground caves that they actually drive down into.
Yeah, that's for the food supply for the United States. The caves in Missouri, the limestone caves,
they're heavily
they hold enough cheese to feed America for 2 years.
Right, but they're heavy into hauling bombs, nuclear waste, a bunch of different things like that. And it just kind of goes back to what you said. I mean, what if this person penetrated a was able to get around things and penetrated a nuclear facility or whatever. Because I can tell you, I mean, I used to work years ago for Duke Energy, and I worked at nuclear power plants. We were doing shutdowns, and we were down in South Carolina at a Coney nuclear station. And I can tell you, I mean, the security around there is incredible. They'll drop you real quick if you just look at them wrong. They'll drop you and kill you where you stand. But if somebody had gotten into one of those facilities, like one of these jokers right here, there's no telling. I mean, it would be disastrous.
I mean, yeah, you think what an info bomb took out the federal building, right? It was a 22-foot box truck, took out what 19 floors of the federal building.
Yep.
So 2.5 times up next to a nuclear reactor. Right. You're talking about a meltdown that could affect 5 or 6 states.
Oh yeah, well, in the Coney nuclear station, that particular plant is so efficient. They've got 3 reactor buildings, and the number 3 building is the one we did a shutdown on. It can actually power from here to New York out of that one reactor building. It generates that much.
And so then you're not just talking about the potential fallout, right? You're talking about taking down the electrical grid for the entire Atlantic seaboard.
Yep. And this whole issue. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, another thing is, I don't think it's just about like what they could do with the truck as far as damage. This is an OPSEC nightmare if you were looking from a military standpoint. You know what I mean? Like the information that this guy is able to obtain and tell other people about the workings of facilities, the country, the highway systems, DOT workings, FMCSA, how to get away with stuff, or even this guy's in this country illegally. What could he be helping bring over in his semi truck? You know what I mean? Furthermore, not even just talking about, stuff that goes boom or whatever, I mean, people in narcotics and weapons and money laundering and all this stuff like this. And this is just one guy with one truck that could could have or have done much of this. And to what Adam's point was about all the known terrorists that are in the country that they can't find, how many maybe of them are in a truck, or how many other unscrupulous folks like this guy are driving a truck around.
Well, think about this. So there's actually technology out there that you can attach to, because Google does it when they do their Google mapping and all that stuff. It'll actually create a blueprint automatically as the truck drives. It's recording, longitude, latitude, it's just recording everything, right?
Yeah.
So they're like creating electronic blueprints. I mean, I'm not saying they're doing it, but they damn sure could be doing it. I mean, I'd be doing it. I'd be thinking that way if I was, trying to infiltrate a country or something like that, and I had spies over here or whatever, like these drivers. I'd be doing it, creating a blueprint for the highway systems and everything, how to get around.
Very true. We all get those messages from Google, like say, oh, there's a gap in your day or whatever, fill it in. So 100% true. But I think the honestly the largest issue here is, how did this happen?
Well,
like, again, how many, I named them off, like how many agencies had to fail for this person to not only just get in the country and stay in the country, but to get a CDL and be doing what they're doing. Like, that is the larger issue here.
Do they not have to have a background check for a CDL?
It's called corruption.
Not that I'm aware of. Just companies do the background check. For CDLs, dude, it's pass the written test, pass the driving test, and boom, you're done. That's it.
Okay.
I mean,
so we need to implement a background check there, but
fingerprinting.
He a quote unquote owner operator, Spencer. He could have had his own company, and nobody has to do a background check there. He just went out and bought a truck.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
there's got to be.
He's got his drivers on board. All his cronies with him driving for him. So yeah, you're right. I mean, if you start a company like that, you're not necessarily a driver yourself, right? You don't have to have a CDL to start a trucking company. You can get money and go buy one, and then have all these illegals driving for you and doing who God knows what.
I know it would severely delay things for a couple of weeks, but I truly think that they need to pull every semi into the scales and check every single one. I mean, just sorry, we're stopping everything. We're looking, we're finding. I hope Secretary Duffy is looking into options to do something because they're trying. But there's a recent video, and I'll send it to you later, Pedro, maybe to do in the logistics lounge next Freestyle Friday. But there's a guy that got pulled over at the scale because he failed a thermal detection. Wow. And they're questioning him, and he's like, "Yeah, no, there's nobody else in the truck." And then like 30 seconds later, like, "Look, no, dude, there's people in my sleeper." And the guy gets in the tractor, and on the body cam, there are 18 illegal immigrants in his sleeper berth.
Damn.
18.
How is that humanly possible?
We had it happen to us when I had Allstate Express. We had it happen to us in Texas. We had a guy that signed on with us. He was I can't remember who he came. He came from one of the larger truckload carriers, and he was driving one of our lease purchase trucks, and he got popped outside of Houston, I think it was. They had like a checkpoint set up on the interstate. They'll check you at the, they'll check you near the border states. I mean, near the border areas, but then as you get on down the interstates, they'll have another checkpoint, and they can be random checkpoints. And this guy happened to get popped, and he had like 4 or 5 illegals, in a sleeper berth. They impounded the truck, impounded the trailer, and they were telling us, hey, and thank God he was not loaded, but he was actually deadheading for I forgot where to go get a load maybe, but they actually were going to keep our trailer, and we're like, whoa, wait a minute, no, you're not. And it took us literally, I shit you not, it took us 45 days to get our trailer out of impound away from immigration like that. I mean,
that was
we had to make our case. They were going to sell it at auction, and we were totally innocent in the deal, but it came out, it came out to our favor, but it's like you said, he had them stacked back in there in his sleeper berth. Didn't think he'd get caught.
I just can't. Number one, why would you want to be in a sleeper berth with 17 other super smelly dudes?
No, I know.
There's nowhere I want to go bad enough to do that. But
the other thing is did he do it voluntarily? Because you get down.
They get paid. They'll pay him $5,000. I mean, this guy when we found out after
I think Ryan was talking about the people in the actual sleeper, like, who knows to say that.
Even the driver, like I've watched a lot of this, Border Patrol, CBP, and a lot of times they just let the driver go because they realized it wasn't the driver that made the decision to do it in the first place. He was pretty much forced when they're like, hey, we know where your family's at. We know where you live. You must for us. There's certain organizations that will push that. And then these guys are basically just a patsy.
Yeah, well, what they do is, like in this case with us, our guy was actually getting paid $5,000 to drive these people like 30 miles up the road, and they just let them out. So a lot of them, they'll actually, because they know the kind of they'll prey on the drivers because they know it's an easy, well, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but sometimes it's very easy because they know that they're not, making tons of money out there, and any kind of, if they can get an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 just to run somebody and drop them off 30 miles up the road, they're taking advantage of these guys. So in this case, our guy was going to get $5,000 after we found out, from the police, they did their investigation. But but you're right. You said you got that part of it, and you got that holding you hostage part of it. Where we know where you live and your family and all that. They take a picture of their CDL, get their home address. It's pretty intense. And it's sad, but something's going to have to be done with this thing.
Yeah,
and it shuts it down. But the biggest thing for me is, you've got the aspect of, okay, what are they doing here? Or are they planning something? But with all these illegal drivers, and a lot of them are backed by foreign mafia groups. I'm guaranteed the Russian mafia and other cartel groups are behind a lot of this. But look at what it's doing to our good citizen CDL drivers. It's driving rates down. It's hurting them financially and their families, because these guys, these illegals, they'll run for nothing,
Right. They won't maintain.
And that's a problem right there.
That's why I say, hey, make them all have twit cards.
Yeah.
I was just about to. Damn it, Ryan. Thank you. That's why I was.
no steering wheel.
So trying to lead to that and I was going to bounce it off of what Adam said. When we go in here do these, you get CDL, you get a background check. But one thing that Dale Prax is the first person I ever heard say it, so I always credit him to this. But that is what he has said, Ryan, is TWIC cards. Every single one that works in logistics, if you're a broker, like if you do anything that touches freight, you handle freight at all, you need to have a TWIC card. When you go to get your CDL, like that should be part of the process. You apply for your TWIC card right then and there. I mean, and it not only could help prevent some of these issues, but let's be real, like a TWIC card is a valuable thing to have as a driver. It does have its perks, you know what I'm saying? And so it could be a beneficial thing for you, but man, so agree with that, Ryan. Really feel that I wouldn't say that is the solution, but I think that is top 3. One of the things that we need to implement that could really curtail a lot of this stuff. And I can't remember how long TWIC cards are good for, but they shouldn't be good for a long time. I'd say maybe 2 years.
5 or 10 years, I think.
Yeah, I would say like 2 years, man, because you want to force people to come out because who knows? You could have a TWIC card now, but next year you get arrested for a felony. You know what I'm saying? That or something. So I think that would be a part of that. But love that, Ryan. Thank you. I was so going to bring to that point, man.
I mean,
That's a great idea. And actually, you know what that would do? That would stop the foreign brokerage operations as well. If you had to have a TWIC card.
Yes.
Because you have to be in the U.S. and a U.S. citizen.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And that's the whole point of it. Like genius idea. I mean, Dale says it all the time. Everyone says it, but it's not caught traction yet. But it would stop so much shit, so much stuff. And a TWIC card you can't do online. You have to go in freaking person to get that TWIC card.
We need to get Dale some parlay with Secretary Duffy, because that right there, I mean, dude, if Duffy put that in action tomorrow and said, hey, you have 180 days to get your TWIC card.
And let's also think about this. Think about the injection of money that would put into our transportation system in our government with all of us. I think they're 100
totally reverse what is going on right now.
150 $150. I don't know if anyone know what they are now, but yeah, dude. So
like I got a request this morning from, and you know by looking at the emails that they are foreign brokers, right? I got a request this morning. Oh, we've got 10 to 15 containers. They're 25 metric tons each. Our rate's $900 all in. It's Memphis, Tennessee to New Madrid, Missouri. 3 states, overweight container. By the time you take permits out of that because of the per ton states, you're looking at probably $600 round trip for the container. The driver's making less than $2 a mile. Like it's a joke.
And they said $900 all in?
Yes.
Wow.
Good. And I mean that's chassis splits, that's chassis days. Yard pulls, yard storage, permits, everything. It's a joke.
Yeah,
and
that's insane.
There's these guys out here taking this stuff because they think that simply bringing money in is keeping them open. They don't understand business well enough to understand that not all money's good money.
No, it's not. And there's with with all, I mean, there's a lot of I'm sure there's a lot of good drivers out there that are non-domiciled, illegal CDL holders that are just trying to, enhance their family and their livelihood here in the country. And, if we can get those folks that are over here, they're here illegally. They need to have their hands slapped and given some kind of a pathway to citizenship or whatever to make this thing legal. But the ones that are the bad actors, they've got to, we got to get rid of those guys.
Stop.
They're not doing
I'm with you 100%. I'm really kind of mixed on the whole immigration thing because I want to see it stopped for the betterment of our country, but
right.
I'm also a fan of the people that want to come over here and want to acclimate and become American citizens, and they want to work and build
contribute. They want to be taxpayers. They want to contribute.
And there are so many, especially in the construction industry, right? Yeah. All the tradesmen now are Hispanic, and they are good workers.
Mm-hmm.
So give them a pathway to citizenship. Like figure it out. Don't deport them, right? They're working. Let's figure out a pathway to citizenship where they're paying taxes, they're doing their quote unquote fair share, they're taking their citizenship test, they're learning English. I'm all about it. Same
crazy
thing.
We should we should do you know, when it comes to immigration, it should be sort of like a Operation Paperclip. If anyone knows what that was during World War II. We brought over a bunch of Nazi scientists, people that we knew were much smarter than us. Werner von Braun, the father of NASA and the American rocket industry. I mean, that guy. We brought those people over there, but it was because they were skilled. Like, they had set things that said, hey, if you do this job, we would welcome you over here because we need people that do this stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that's what it should be. Hey, you should be able to apply and say, I'm a skilled person in this thing, whether it be tech or you know, masonry or, you know, carpentry, mechanic, whatever it is. And, you know, start doing that stuff. Cause there's a big gap in jobs that aren't being filled by my generation and my kids' generation. You know what I mean? And it sucks to say this, but a lot of the immigrants coming from other countries, like, that's what they do, because a lot of other countries, like, they don't have the infrastructure we have. It still relies heavily on hand labor and stuff. And so I'm with you, Adam. I see no point, no problem in doing it, but man, the system is messed up. And unfortunately, because it's messed up, it gives way for people to do it the wrong way and do bad things. And then because no one wants to address the issue and everyone wants to kick the ball on down the field on both political sides, every administration, no one has a solution. It just compounds and then it gets worse. And it's kind of sad, guys. You got to think, it's kind of sad that the industry that is really highlighting this problem right now is ours, not the construction industry, you know, not all this other stuff. The fucking logistics industry is the one where it's like, wow, there's a lot of people doing this that shouldn't be here. Ryan, I think you got to go here in a minute, don't you?
So it's good meeting y'all. Thank you. We'll talk soon.
Later, Ryan. Have a good one, brother.
Ryan.
It's reached critical mass. You know, one of my drivers here at my company was telling me that he had stopped at a truck stop for some fuel, and he was talking to this guy about what a nice truck he had. And they got to talking, and the guy's like, yeah, I immigrated over here. I've got an H-1B, and I applied for a grant with the federal government, and they gave me enough money to buy 5 brand new Peterbilts and 5 stretch RGNs.
Wow.
And he brought over his family members and got them H-1Bs, and he doesn't have to pay that money back to the government. That's over probably $2 million. He got a grant from the federal government. And you talk about that being repeated hundreds of times over, and that has flooded the market with inexperienced people hauling heavy haul and oversized. And that's why we're seeing an increase in bridge strikes. We're seeing an increase in loads being cowboyed, and, you know, guys not ordering permits or having the escorts they need to have. It has plagued our industry, and we have reached critical mass, and something has got to change, or more people are going to continue getting hurt and getting killed.
Well, and you know, there's another. I learned this years ago. A buddy of mine that he was a foreign guy, had a restaurant, and you know, supposedly, I guess when immigrants come here, they open up a restaurant or whatever, they don't have to pay taxes for 7 or 8 years, and then a lot of times they'll just shut the restaurant down and put it in their sister's name or cousin's name to reopen it, to keep kicking that can down the road. And I'm like, are you serious? Like 7 or 8 years, you don't have to pay taxes? I'm like, what? So, yeah, I mean, you know, you know, when politicians put votes over safety of its citizens, that's a problem. Now I've got a real problem with that.
I also think that another problem, honestly, with a lot of government entities is the revolving door. Yeah. Because you get okay, look, here's a prime example. It's Secretary Duffy right now. What's it going to be in 2.5 or 3 years? Could be someone who's a complete flipping opposite of this guy, right? Saying, like, no, screw this. We're undoing everything that this dude did. That's another problem that I feel hey, I get it. Like, yeah, dude. Well, I mean, I understand it. We're voting people in. Like, you guys change. Senate, Congress, President, da 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 da. But every time someone new takes charge, we literally it just goes back. That's why there's no ground being gained, is because everyone comes in and wants to undo what the previous person did. Right. And most of the time they're inexperienced people, and it's a revenge type thing. You know, I mean, look at the folks we had before Duffy. I mean, none of these people had any idea what the hell they were doing. No. Duffy doesn't have crazy mad experience in it, but at least he understands, and he's smart enough to know, I need to listen to people that know more than I do and just be quiet sometimes. So
the great thing about leadership is putting people in your employ that do know what they're doing and listening to them. And I think Duffy's done a good job of that. One of the guys that I've heard that got brought up was one of the heads of Florida DOT.
Oh yeah,
And
I remember that.
He was a lifelong Florida highway patrolman, worked his way up to, I want to say, a colonel. I don't know the ranks here in
He
Florida
was high
yet.
up there. I know exactly what you're talking about. He was out there. He had an impeccable career.
But just because you get appointed as the Secretary of Transportation and you may not have the knowledge or abilities doesn't mean that you can't hire the people that do and let them help you build what needs to be built.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree, but like I said, it's just every few years it changes. That's the crappy thing.
You look at Pete Buttigieg, and I'm not trying to knock him, but in the 4 years he was in office, I don't really think he did much of anything.
He was a waste of air. Is all he was a waste of air.
I will say, as somebody who leans more conservative, I will give Buttigieg credit. One of the good things he did is he held the airlines responsible for constant delays. And earlier this year I posted on LinkedIn about a trip I had that was I had an 11-hour delay and sat through a tornado at the St. Louis airport with a 3-year-old child, and Southwest wasn't going to have to reimburse me anything, but because of what Buttigieg did during their administration, they refunded my entire flight.
Yeah.
And now I will say that Trump signed something and he rescinded that, and so now the airlines aren't responsible for reimbursing you anymore. So you're talking about undoing things. I think that was one of the good things that was done, was to hold people accountable, and now it's been undone. And I truly and sincerely hope that what Duffy's doing now doesn't get undone in the next administration. What I'd love to see happen is conservatives continue and Duffy continue in that position for another 4 years, because I think 4 years you're really just getting your feet under you, getting your feet wet, getting stuff to work. But then that next 4 years you've got your feet on the ground, you're up and running, you know what you want to do, and you can really start tackling some stuff.
Yeah. And I think a lot of politicians lack, and this is something that I think a lot of them need to start practicing, is just damn good common sense. Just take the common sense approach.
It's just not so common.
What's common sense?
That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
you have so many Americans that have the ability to have a logical approach to something, but you talk to most of them, they have absolutely zero interest in becoming a politician. Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a shit show, but I tell you, Warren Buffett, a couple of, things he would always say is, one, surround yourself with people smarter than you are. And that's where, just like going back to your point, Duffy is not he's not made a career in transportation, logistics, or anything like that. But the people that are around him, his advisors, his people he kind of leans on, hopefully are, and can guide him, in the right direction. But it's just, you gotta, you gotta surround yourself with, if you're gonna have a company, or you're gonna be a leader, you gotta surround yourself with people smarter than you are, that really can help you navigate and know what the,
Yeah, that's leadership 101. I mean,
yeah, and then
I was a fire chief for a couple of years, and I can promise you the guys that I brought up underneath me to be my assistants and my officers, way smarter than me.
Yeah,
they made me look good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so the whole thing's a mess with the CDL. I mean, the whole thing's a mess, and hopefully it's going to get worked out. I think they're on the right path of getting stuff figured out, and hopefully come up with a solution to all this madness. And it's unfortunate that you've got like the event that happened in Florida with the guy that made the illegal U-turn. People had to lose their lives over it, But I think they're acting pretty quick, pretty swift. You get all this, everything going on with ICE, and my neighbor has a friend of hers that her husband just joined ICE not too long ago, and he's actually a Hispanic guy. He joined ICE because he got sick and tired of all the illegals coming over and everything. But he said what you see on the news is not being reported accurately. It's all for ratings, and he said that we're not out there targeting innocent illegals. Now we do come across them quite often, but we do help get them processed pretty quick and get them relaunched in society. I mean, we're not just like shipping them out of the country and saying, hey, good luck. They're targeting more the criminal element that's here. That's what they're targeting. And but the news media will not report that because it doesn't help ratings.
Nope. And the media has become propaganda. It's just,
well, they're putting everybody
I
against
don't
each other.
know. I don't know about you guys, but I get the majority of my news from social media now, from X and from.
Me too, bro.
Yeah.
And even. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
No, I was X and Instagram, and I recently started watching Rumble. There's some really interesting perspectives out there, and it's stuff that you don't hear on the nightly news.
Dude, I have
they're all their own narratives, their own agendas, and that's what people need to understand. And Nito Cobain, he's the head chancellor over at High Point University, and one of my daughters actually was going to go there for the nursing program. And Nito Cobain's an amazing guy, and he said it best. He said, look, we always tell our students, regardless of what outlet you watch, is it CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, whatever you watch, he said, be soundly informed, meaning that you can watch the news medias that you watch to get information, but then go follow up and now go find out the truth, basically. Go do your own research. Be a sound be soundly informed. Don't just take the word of Fox or CNN or whatever. Listen to what they have to say, then go do your own investigation. Go find out for yourself what the real truth is, because they're not reporting the full thing. They're reporting bits and pieces of things.
Mr. John, we got a few minutes left here. You want to chime in at all? I know you've been working, but you got anything you want to say before we get to final comments?
The whole non-domicile issue is really stressing me out. I actually have a couple of drivers I dispatch for that are legal immigrants. They're on green cards. They have CDLs. They are domiciled in the U.S., one in Utah, one in Wisconsin, and great guys. I actually do have fears driving them through certain cities that immigration sweeps may cause them issues. So I'm very selective about routing these drivers where they go, and that can sometimes be a challenge. But all in all, I'm really tired of seeing depressed rates, and the non-domiciled drivers are a big reason for them. It's not the only reason. Fraud is a huge part of that as well, which is why I operate so much in that space. But all I want to do is I want to see this trucking industry be healthy again. Yeah. And whatever it takes, I'm happy to do at this point.
And Ryan, check out, I went to the NCTL, the North Carolina Transportation Legal Logistics, beginning of the year. They had one of their meetings. So I went to attend, and they had Travelers Insurance there as a guest. And Travelers Insurance, and I didn't even know this, they're heavy into the truck insurance space, writing insurance policies, but they're the only insurance company that has a full investigative department. They have several dummy tractor trailers out there that they purposely launch with freight on it to catch and capture thieves, hijackers of freight. They set up stings with this thing. It was really interesting, and they have some freaking crazy data on theft and all the little tricks that these criminals and these hijackers do in the freight industry. They're very slick individuals. So you ought to go to their website or try and find out some information or get some data from Travelers Insurance about that whole thing. It's they've got some really good stuff, and they've been doing this for years upon years.
Mr. Adam, what about you? You're muted, just so you know, bro.
Only thing I really have is, hey Duffy, if you're bored and you're watching this, Twig cards today, Twig cards tomorrow, Twig cards forever.
Yep,
I love that.
I'll second that.
Yeah, definitely. Spencer,
it was a great show. Great conversation. It's definitely a conversation that needs to be had a lot more often. The voices have got to be heard from the people, and it's not just the people in trucking; it's the people, just regular citizens that want change and want this mess to stop. It puts themselves at risk as well, being on the highways with these folks that are non-English speaking, that can't read signs and act appropriately. Everybody's at risk here, so I'd love to see it change. And I'll second what Adam said. If Duffy is listening, which it'd be cool if he was, or maybe somebody can get word to him that that's a great idea.
Well, I'm actually going to be interviewing the director of the FMCSA on December 11th.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not Sean Duffy, but it's one of his top guys. Derek Bars is going to be at the Transportation Club of Jacksonville on December 11th. Myself and Dale Prax, on behalf of the Freight Fraud Task Force, will be there, and we'll be doing a live stream interview of Director of Administrator Bars at that event.
Maybe I'll see if I can figure out how to get Duffy on the show one day. Maybe I'll reach out to some folks I know
that'd be awesome
and help. That would be kind of cool, just to kind of get him.
Dale's talked to him before, hasn't he? See if Dale could get him on.
I don't know if Dale's talked to him. Maybe I know someone that is in touch with him, but it's a completely professional thing. So I don't know. I'll put out a filler to the one person I know that I've literally seen proof of them in emails with Duffy. So, and I don't know. See, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty neat. All right, Spencer, time for some plugs, baby. Tell us where we can get ourselves some awesome Road Dog coffee products.
Well, it's in the name, roaddogcoffee.com. It's on Amazon. It's officially now on Target's website. Coming to Walmart and hopefully other locations near you. But for right now, roaddogcoffee.com. And also we're doing the Black Dog Friday, which I think is a really cool name, Black Dog Friday. So Black Dog bag coffee and the K-Cup pods are all 35% off until the end of November. So go and stock up and take advantage of me.
There you go, Adam.
What's your best recommendation for cold brew? Because I'm a cold brew snob.
So
I say expedited.
Yeah, Black Dog does make a good cold brew. And probably, Long Haul does too. I had a guy tell me he made it he made Long Haul, which is a medium roast. Yeah. It's a Colombian on the stronger side of the medium roast spectrum. And he made it in a cold brew. He said it was actually really good. But Black Dog, it's the ultra caffeine, ultra dark roast, very smooth. So I would probably say, if you like that heavy dark roast, without the bitterness, burnt taste, get Black Dog.
I'm out on the burnt taste, man. I'm not trying to do Starbucks over here.
No, and our ultra dark roast is not. So it's very unique.
All right.
But try that. Grab a Long Haul and grab a Black Dog at 35% off and try them both. We do have the Expedite coffee that's on there. It's a dark roast. We are actually going to be discontinuing that roast profile just because it's a very fruit forward coffee. It's a I've always called it the bougie coffee for truckers. It's a very artisan roasted Papua New Guinea Sumatra blend. but it's
Okay, see, I'm on that right there. You
it's
said,
a unique taste. So there's only
That's why I said, dude, that the expedited, bro.
500 bags inventory. So buy all 500 bags. It's 35% off too.
It's the Expedite is good. It's strong, bro, but it's got flavor, so you don't have to add like a shit ton of cream or milk or anything to it. Like it's just got a really good flavor profile to it.
Yeah,
really good, robust flavor profile.
It does, bro. Good.
but hey Adam, go on the website and just get a bundle. We have a 3-pack bundle of Expedite, Long Haul, and a Black Dog on there. Just grab a bundle, one of each, and try them all. And then that'll give you, you'll be kind of set. Which one you want to stick with.
All right.
Friggin' awesome. That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We will see y'all next Thursday. Not sure if we got a guest,
We will.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know. You don't tell me anything. The only thing I get is hey Rob, don't forget to put out the flyer. That's the only communication I get from Spencer.
I love the element
show.
of surprise, dude. I mean, I was raised by a guy in special forces, so I'm always in element of surprise mode.
I am always surprised with you, brother. That's true. Ladies and germs, have yourself a wonderful rest of your. Actually, no, we won't be back next Thursday because it's freaking Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's right. We'll have to maybe bump it up to Friday, Wednesday or Friday.
You can have a morning show. We
could, dude. I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. If you want to, bro, I will.
I'm welcome to come back. I'll come talk turkey with you. Let's talk
dude,
about
for real.
Let's do it.
Straight up. I'm good.
Next Thursday, right, it's
John.
on.
I'm there. I'm going to be at the in-laws' place, so I'll probably want it.
Yeah, you'll have a good excuse to break away from that. So,
dude, that's a great.
Remember,
I like that.
Hopefully, this weekend, by Friday or this weekend, we will officially have the Smoking the Bandit back up on the website to start taking pre-orders.
Cool. I definitely want that. Just
maybe I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Just for that bag. That bag looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun doing that. And so I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, me too. Friggin' A. Well, good. Right. We'll see you next Thursday, guys. I'll hit you guys up. Yeah, we'll do
9 o'clock time. Yeah,
dude, that'd be good. Yeah, freaking A, man. That's what's up. All right, hey everyone, have a great rest of your Thursday. Have a great rest of your week and a wonderful weekend. We will catch everybody next week for a special Thanksgiving edition of the Road Dog Coffee Podcast. Coffee and turkey. There you go. We're out.